and welcome to Active Body and Mind Round 2. As you know, it's Rachel Van Oosten here from Active Symmetry, and I'm really excited to have you all on board again for your second, or for some of you even your third, go through the Active Body and Mind program with Metabolic Precision. So it's really excited to have you all involved, and I'm just so thrilled with what so many of you have achieved so far. Each of you has achieved some really awesome results, whether they be physical, emotional, mental, in many different areas of your lives, and it's just been really fantastic to be a part of your journey. So this week I'm going to be taking you through the first week's topic, which is success is a journey, not a destination. Now, we talked about this topic in round 1, yet this round is going to have a slightly different spin to it. What we're also doing this week is going through how the program is going to work. And the email that you received this video with includes the overview of that. So if you haven't had a chance yet, I'd encourage you at the end of this video to go back and have a read of your email. Okay, so before we get in with it, I want to check in to see how you're going. Have you got yourself a glass of water? Are you sitting back nice and relaxed? I know I am. And have you got with you your journal and pen and paper? Because I really would love you to take some notes throughout this chat tonight. So welcome to my lounge room. I'm here with Tabia, who's helping me out with the videoing. Thank you, Tabia.
Welcome.
So as I said, the topic for this week is success is a journey, not a destination. Because I really want to remind you of how important it is to be enjoying the journey along the way, which I know so many of you have been. So tonight we're going to be checking in to see how far it is that you've come, to have a look and see what it is that's worked for you, and to see what it is you're going to be doing differently, perhaps even better this time round. As we've already chatted about, I know that so many of you have achieved some really awesome results. There may be some of you though who are not quite as thrilled as you'd like to be with your results, and perhaps you want to see even more in terms of your physical transformations. And that is what this metabolic program is really going to provide for you. So for many of you, as I said, this will be your second or your third time round. So the first program, in fact often the first 1 or 2 programs, is really about resetting your metabolism. So what you've been doing is really laying the foundation for what you're going to be achieving throughout this program, or perhaps even your next Active Body and Mind program. So as we get into it, we're going to be going through tonight to see where it is that you're at, to identify how far you've come, and to look at what it is that's worked for you in the previous program. And perhaps also to identify some of your areas of improvement, so you know what it is that you're really going to be honing in on for this program. Success is a journey, not a destination. So for many of you, I know you've got a really clear vision of what it is that you want to achieve for you, your body and health transformation. And I know that you've been really focused on achieving your goals. What I want to make sure is that you are enjoying the journey along the way. I actually had a look of where this quote come from, success is a journey, not a destination, because I know that I've heard it many times, but I actually wondered about its origins. And I discovered it came from a poem called Ithaca, written by Constantine P. Cafferty. In this poem, Constantine talks about the adventures of the journey, the knowledge that's gained, and encourages the person on the journey to see themselves as a person of riches along the way, recognizing the gains that they've achieved throughout the journey. And I think that that really beautifully sums up what Active Body and Mind is for you. There have been many riches which you've already gained throughout your journey so far. And there'll be many riches that you will also gain throughout this program in front of you. You may be thinking you already know what it is that's to come. Perhaps thinking, I've been here before, I know what to expect. Well, I'd like to encourage you to start with your glass empty. And some of you who are a part of the workshop that I held a few weeks ago, you would have heard this discussion. If you come into the program with your glass empty, it means that you're ready to embrace the new learnings that are in front of you. What it is that's going to be the difference that will make the difference in you achieving your body and health transformation results. So starting with your glass empty means that you're going to be ready to take on the learnings as they arrive, to take a look at what has worked for you and to see how you're going to do even better this time around. There are a couple of really key principles that I want to go over and also introduce to you tonight that I've noticed are really important when it comes to seeing through a body and health transformation. You would have noticed in the recent blogs from Paul Cribb about the National Transformation Winners, the people that made their journey through continuing through with what it was that they wanted to achieve. Multiple metabolic precision programs. Yvette May recently completed her 5th MP program and was one of the national winners. If you haven't read her story yet, I'd really encourage you to go and check it out to see what the results are from someone who was really committed to her transformation and who took consistent action to achieve her results. So let's have a look at what some of the key ingredients are for those that have already achieved the success that you're striving to achieve. Now behind me here, I have my trusty vision board, and included on it, which I know you probably can't see, but I will be reinforcing throughout the emails and the tools that you'll get along with this video. Included in this are some of the key ingredients that are going to be really important for you to keep at the front of your mind throughout this Active Body and Mind program. And the first key ingredient is ensuring that you have accurate and consistent record keeping. Now I know that for some of you this was a challenge throughout your first program. And if you're noticing that you don't yet have the results that you want, this is going to be a really key area for you to focus on throughout this program. When you look at the winners and the inspirational stories, the people that have achieved the transformations that you're seeking to achieve, one of the key ingredients that is consistent throughout their stories is the accurate and consistent record keeping that they had. As a trainer and as a body and health transformation specialist who's here to guide and assist you through your journey, this information is key for our relationship. For me to be able to identify where you're at any point in time, to give you feedback and to assist you to keep refining what it is you're doing to achieve the results you're seeking, having access to accurate and consistent record keeping is going to be so important. I've really noticed that the people that keep these records, who know where they're at, whether they're the good weeks or the bad weeks, the good days or the bad days, they know what's going on and they know what they can do differently to change their results. So this is going to be a really key area to focus on in this program. The second key point is if you don't yet have the results, ask yourself, do you have the data that you could look through to see what it is that you did or you didn't achieve? Because if you don't have the data from your first or your second program, then this is going to be, again, the area you really want to address in this program. And I'm going to be giving you lots of simple ways in which you can achieve this. Clearly, you've already been through and had a look at the Dropbox file, your client file, and the metabolic precision tools that are available to you in the shared folder. This is going to make it really easy for you to have access to the templates and the tools you need as you need them so that you can keep accurate records, and I can also access those records on a regular basis to give you the feedback so you can keep taking the action to achieve your goals. The third key ingredient is looking at your level of accountability. How compliant you were, if you like, in applying the principles that you learned throughout the first program. Now, as you learned in the previous program, to achieve the results that you're seeking on a consistent basis, you really need to be striving for 95% accuracy. There is a lot less room for error than perhaps you once thought. With 95% accuracy, when you're aiming for 6 MP meals a day, which by now you all should be, When you look at 6 MP meals a day and you have, say, 4 scheduled workouts a week, this equates to 48 opportunities to apply the MP principles. If you apply 95% to that, then that equals 45. So there's really only 3 mistakes or slips, as we coined it in the last program, that you can achieve throughout the week and still stay on track in terms of achieving your results. Now, I really encouraged you in the previous program to plan those slips so that you're actually enjoying it, as opposed to accidentally slipping up and feeling guilty afterwards. What I would encourage you to do throughout this program is to see the slips as an opportunity to learn from, to enjoy, and to move on. There's no point dwelling once a slip or a mistake is made. See it as feedback, see it as part of your planned week, and move on to the next day or the next meal, getting straight back on track. Which leads us nicely into the 4th key ingredient, a reminder that there is no failure, only feedback. So if you're not quite where you would like to be right now, then see that as feedback. See that as an opportunity to see how you can build on what you've already learned and do even better in this program. Looking at there is no failure, only feedback gives you an opportunity on a day-to-day basis to see how what you're doing is working for you, whether you are achieving the results you're seeking or whether you need to be doing something differently. And if you're not sure what it is that you need to be doing differently, then clearly that's what I'm here for. I'm here to support you on this journey, to continue to give you the advice, the feedback to keep you on track. So make sure you tap into me as a resource as often as possible. Whether you're here in Groote Eylandt or whether you're far away, you have access to me via phone, via email, and face-to-face for many of you, as often as you need. So make sure you take advantage of that. And the final key ingredient, awareness without action is worthless. So to know where you're at is key. Yet if you do nothing to move yourself from this point, then what's the point of having the awareness? So you know that awareness is 95% of the journey, which means the action is the 5%. And it's the 5% that is going to make the difference, that's going to move you from A to B. So many of you I know just want to jump to that end point. Yet, as you learn through the first program, it's the small steps that you're taking on a daily basis that are going to make the difference. If you're not taking those steps right now, it's time to ask yourself what it is that's missing for you. If you feel that you haven't yet really learnt and applied the principles from your first program, you're going to have the opportunity to revisit the learnings that you gained throughout this program. While you will have access to all of the round 2 videos, you will also have access to the round 1 videos. And if you feel that there is still something that you've missed, I'd really encourage you to take the time to listen to the round 1 videos at the same time. In this week's round 1 video, I went through the key success ingredients, which we covered off in the first program. To remind you of what some of those were, the keys were to be 100% committed, to take responsibility. As I've reinforced tonight, that there is no failure, only feedback. I also talked this week about the pain versus pleasure principle and how to make it work for you. And finally, a reminder that there are only 2 things you can ever change, perception or procedure. Now, if those key ingredients are sounding rather foreign to you, then I would really recommend taking the time, listen to the video, and really absorb what it is that those principles mean to you. And have a look at whether those principles are already ringing true for you in the way in which you are taking action right now. Okay, so now let's get into the action steps. What it is that you're going to be doing this week to ensure that you are living the principle. Success is a journey, not a destination.